Hello again. This is Pat Marsh, your host for the PM Talk Show. We want to wish all of our viewing audience a very Merry Christmas, a safe Christmas, and a happy and prosperous New Year. But because of the holiday season, we wanted to bring somebody on who's familiar with fire prevention, things that you can do with your Christmas trees, if they're live trees or even if they're artificial trees that may prohibit a fire from happening in your home or wherever you are in case you're visiting or if you have one on the outside and things are attached to your home. And I'm talking about none other than the chief of the fire department for the town of Independence, Chief John Polito. Welcome to our show today.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. How are you doing?
Okay.
Good, good. And as I was saying, this is a time of year when you see a lot of fires in homes and in surrounding areas. So I want you to just let my audience know some of the safety things that they can do.
Well, unfortunately, this time of year we have a lot of fires in the winter months, and unfortunately we do have from time to time some fire fatalities. But if people would use a little common sense, so we could avoid that. And with that being said, every home should have at least one smoke detector.
Right.
And there's a program that goes through the state fire marshal's office that every local fire department can get free smoke detectors to give out to citizens.
Okay. So all they have to do is come to their local. Is this with all fire departments or just the rural fire department?
No, it's all fire departments throughout the state.
Okay.
And what they do is they request through their local fire department that they want a smoke detector. The department has to come out and install them.
Okay. Okay.
And they're 10-year battery life on these smoke detectors, so you don't have to buy batteries all the time. And it works. And I've been in the fire service for 34 years. I've seen lives saved because of smoke detectors.
Yeah, I can imagine because that loud noise. I know how mine is. If I'm cooking, I can't cook, but I try.
Yes.
But if something is smoking or it's getting ready to burn, it just makes a loud noise. And I know if I'm away from the kitchen area, to get up and go immediately see what's going on.
And you know, when these things go off, you know, they're gonna wake you up. When they're loud enough to wake you up, if you get you and your family members out and meet at a safe place outside, and let the fire department know that everyone's out to home when they arrive.
Right.
Because they have people going in, firefighters going in to do a rescue.
Right. I would think that if that should happen, you know, and it's sad a lot of times people lose their lives because they don't have any way of knowing. And how does smoke inhalation, how long does it take it to consume an individual who's being overtaken by smoke?
Well, you know, it's a big misconception. People think fire that's what kills you. It's not real. That it's the smoke. It doesn't take that long. You know, when you sleeping, you breathe in that carbon dioxide, you know, poison in your system, and it will kill you pretty quick.
Okay, so it's almost like painless to where you just don't wake up.
You don't wake up.
You don't wake up.
Yes. And you mentioned something about Christmas trees. If anyone has a live tree, keep it watered.
Okay.
If the needles start falling off, you need to check it for water. Check your lights on your tree, make sure there's no electrical shorts. Turn your lights off when you go to bed. Don't leave your Christmas lights on. And if everyone would use a little common sense during these winter months, combustibles should be 3 feet away from any heating source. That's gas or electric heaters. And if your central heat is giving you problems, call a licensed professional to check that out before you use it. Common sense goes a long ways, and we stress that everyone have at least one working smoke detector, and they are free. Just call your local fire department, and they'll have them come. They'll come out and install them in your home.
Right, right. And is there a charge for that?
No charge. This is a grant through the state fire marshal's office.
Okay. Okay. So wherever your area is, you just call that fire department.
Yes. If you live in Amite, you would call Amite. If you live in Kentwood, you would call Kentwood.
Okay.
And they are available to that fire department.
Throughout Tangipahoa Parish.
Yes. And also our neighboring parish, like I say, every parish in the state has accessibility to these smoke detectors, and they work. I know it. Yeah, I've witnessed it over the years.
Okay. How long have you been a fireman?
34 years.
It's a lifetime for some
Yeah,
people.
I started in Independence in 1980 as a volunteer. My father was chief there 37 years, and I became full-time in 82 to 84, and then 84 I went on and began working with the Hammond Fire Department, where I put 28 years in, and I'm retired in 2012. Now I'm back home.
Okay, and enjoying every minute of it.
I love it. I enjoy it. I love the people of Independence and helping them in the way I could as fire chief. And my father did that, and I will continue that service. And like I say, the public can make our job a whole lot easier. You know, just be safe through these winter months, and don't put clothing around. Don't try to dry your clothing around a space heater,
Right.
because we have had fires where the clothing would fall, catch fire, and catch the house on fire. So, like I say, just use a little common sense.
Do you tend to see more hazards of this type during this time of year?
Unfortunately, yes. And when it gets real cold, you know, people's going to look for a heating source. And another thing, you know, is cigarettes. You know, no smoking in bed, no smoking, you know, material, you know, discarding smoking material before you go to sleep. And unfortunately, we had some fatalities that involved smoking a lot of time. But, you know, we try to educate the public, you know, on the safeties of preventing fires. And over the years, you know, I worked for Hammond Fire Department for 28 years. And the city of Hammond and the Hammond community was blessed with one of the finest fire prevention bureaus in the state. They educated the public and the children in schools, and we've seen a decline in our fire fatalities and fires. You know, and like I say, I have to give credit to the Hammond Fire Prevention Bureau for that, and former director Ronnie Shalacy, he did a fine job while he was working there.
Yeah. So have you ever thought about, and maybe you're doing it and I just don't know about it, just having community meetings in your area with all of the fire chiefs from, say, northern Tangipahoa, and do one on the southern end, and just bring people in who may not see this show or any other show about fire prevention, just to let them know?
Well, we go into the schools every year during Fire Prevention Week, and we try to educate the children and also the parents. You know, we have them come to the fire station. We tell them about smoke detectors and the ways they could prevent fires. And I've seen that it works. It really does. And unfortunately, everybody doesn't get the message, you know, and that's the unfortunate thing. But we try our best to get the message out there to the people.
Okay. Let's go back to the Christmas trees and the lighting. A lot of times, I think, is it important that they check the lighting on the outside of their homes as well?
Most definitely. You know, you could have a short out there too that could cause a fire. And make sure your lighting, your Christmas lights are UL approved.
Okay.
Don't try to, if you got a shortened one, don't try to fix it yourself. Just throw that away, and they're pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You know, don't try to fix it yourself. It's not worth it. And we also tell people that don't overload your electrical sockets, because that socket could take so much, and it's going to overload. It's going to create a short. It's going to cause a fire.
Okay. The lighting. If you use lights that are not UL approved, then there's a chance that they will overheat.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And when you go buy them, you look for that UL approved tag, and they will be shown on the cards itself. And if it doesn't have that tag, I wouldn't buy it.
Okay. Now, if people who live in mobile homes, God forbid that there's a fire in one of them, how long does it take a mobile home to really consume itself?
5 to 7 minutes. 5 to 7 minutes. A mobile home, of course, they build them now you know, everything's sheetrock, and sheetrock tends to slow a fire down, but 10 minutes at the most, it'll be totally involved. Okay. And that's why we stress in any home, mobile home or brick veneer, whatever, install a smoke detector. I mean, it's worth it.
Okay. Your officers, your firemen rather, I'm pretty sure they have to go through extensive training for this. That's both some form of medical training and response time and all of that.
Oh yes, we just finished the first responder class back in September, and every 2 years we have to recertify. 80% of our calls is medical, emergency medical calls, and you have to be certified to give that service.
Okay. How many firemen do you have working at the Independence Site Fire Department?
I have, with myself, it's 13 full-time people. I have about 4 part-time, and right now I'm starting a volunteer recruitment program. I have about 8 recruited so far, and I'm going to try to get up to at least 12 or 15. That would help the full-time people out. We just can't afford to hire an additional personnel.
Yeah. Well, I want to commend you guys for doing a job well done. I know when they had the gasoline spill, I think somewhere on the interstate.
Yes.
I heard that the Independence Fire Department was down there and all others, and we just want to thank you because it could have been more of a major catastrophe if all of the firemen had not come together to do what they needed to do.
Well, you know, we all work together.
Yeah.
You know, and I was called to bring some foam down that needed, and we brought it down, and fortunately that worked out well. But a lot of cases it doesn't.
So are you saying that the foam kind of retards any fire?
Well, it keeps the gasoline vapors down.
Okay.
So it wouldn't reach an ignition source.
Okay.
And the vapors would ignite, not the product as far as the gas itself. It's the vapors. And I want to say we got kind of lucky there, you know, but we have seen times where we didn't get lucky, you know, but we all work together, you know, throughout the parish, and we all have a good working relationship.
What recommendation would you give to children, because sometimes kids are really inquisitive and they want to see what it's like to start a fire and stuff like that. So what do you recommend to the parents especially?
Well, you know, keep all matches, lighters, candles. You know, a lot of people like to burn these candles. Keep them away from children. Teach them that, you know, matches are a tool. You know, and they shouldn't be played with. And I think if people talk to their kids, they will understand what they are supposed to be used for.
A lot of times people don't know everything that's involved in being a fireman, or maybe not so much how important it is to have one until you need one. So what would you say to a person like that?
Well, you know, I always say we like an insurance policy.
Yeah.
We only, you know, we only call us when you need us.
Right.
But you know, we're there, you know, and we're there to serve the people. And as a fire chief in Independence, I go a little bit beyond that. You know, someone might not be of emergency, but I will still help them. And that's what it's all about, especially our elderly. Right. We have a lot of elderly people in Independence that from time to time need some help, and we do that also.
Right. Now, during the holiday season and in the winter, you see a lot more home fires than I think you would in the spring and the summertime. You probably see more grass fires and what have you. So what would you recommend for those types of fires not to do?
Well, you know, during the summer months, you know, we still have fires, but maybe not as many as the winter months. And those are caused cooking, maybe air conditioning shorting out. The grass fires, we tend to see those in the drier months, you know. We tell people not to burn on windy days. If you're going to burn, watch it. You know, have some kind of water source out there to extinguish it. And from time to time, the parish puts a burn ban on.
Do you know what the fine is for those burn bans in case somebody just decides, well, this is my yard, I'm just going to burn what I want to burn?
Unfortunately, I don't have that with me, but I know there is a fine. And, you know, we don't like to fine people, so to speak. You know, we go out and say, hey, it's a burn ban on, you have to put it out. Maybe if they don't want to, maybe then we have to take the necessary steps to get it put out.
I'm sure you have some things in place in case there's, say for instance, a fire at a school. Do you share plans with the school system?
Oh, yes, ma'am. They have an evacuation plan at every school. And during Fire Prevention Week, we hold fire drills. And I can tell you those principals and teachers get those children out of there pretty quick.
Right. Well, that's good to know, because it only takes, you know, just a minute in some instances before you have a tragedy.
It doesn't take long for a fire to progress,
right.
You know. And like we tell people, you know, if you discover a fire in your home or your business, evacuate, call 911, and we'll handle everything else. You know, don't go back into that home or that business to retrieve anything.
Okay, the same thing if you have to work a vehicle fire, right?
Yes. Exit your vehicle, you know, get safely away from it, call 911, and we'll take care of it.
Okay. Well, you want to tell us anything else?
Well, I think we hit on a lot of good points. Fire safety, practice fire safety, and use common sense. We stress that if you have any questions, call your local fire department. They could answer a lot of your questions. A lot of people tend to use appliances that are not UL approved. You know, if you have appliance that had been broken, you know, you try to fix it yourself, that's something maybe you might want to discard, you know, because we've seen at times that they would cause a fire, you know, in a home. But you know, common sense, that's a big thing, you know. Practice fire safety, and you could avoid a lot of these fires and a lot of these fatalities.
Is it safe to, you know, with your cell phones, when you plug it in the wall and you take your phone with you, is it safe to leave that cord plugged into the wall?
Yes, those generally have a transformer on it. That this is low voltage. I haven't seen one that caused a fire yet. Okay. You know, but you know, electrical fires. We have a lot of electrical fires. We have a lot of homes that are old. That electrical wiring is not as good, and we tend to see a lot of electrical fires in older structures.
Does it mean that if you have, say, an iron plugged up and you pull it out and you see the sparks coming from the plug when you pull it out, is that a problem with the plug-in or with the iron, or how do you explain it?
Most of the time that could be the receptacle. Okay. That's bad. You need to get a licensed electrician to look at that. And you know, if you have electrical problems in your home, you need to get someone that's licensed to check that out for you.
Because it only takes a minute.
It takes a minute.
Well, we want to certainly thank you for coming on, and I want to say congratulations for the job as fire chief. Independence has a lot to be thankful for, because you're there, your men are there to protect the citizens whenever the need arises. And while it's unfortunate that some people may not make it because of a fire, it's still comforting to know that you're still there.
Well, you know, I have to give a lot of credit to the guys that work at the department, plus my volunteers, and my part-time people. They work as a team, and they do a good job. You know, I just had two graduated from LSU Fire Academy at the first week of December. Unfortunately, I lost one to another department, but they go there and get, I think it's 16 weeks of extensive training.
Okay.
And I like the people know that we keep up with training, and we train once a month, and it's just like a football team.
Yeah.
Our football team gets better when it practices.
Right.
So we practice once a month, and we also do a little extra. Okay. And you know, we're there for the public. If you need us, just call us.
Okay. Well, we certainly want to thank you, and thank you for being our guest. And to the listeners and viewers, we want you to go and contact your local fire departments for the free smoke detector with a 10-year battery. It's free. The installation is free by the various fire departments in your area. Thank you for joining us again on the PM Talk Show, and we want you to know that knowledge continues to be powerful. Knowledge does matter. Thank you. Have a blessed holiday season, and God bless you.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome to the PM Talk Show. This is Pat Morris, your host, and we're on location with Miss Michelle Brister, owner of Your Body, My Business. How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm very great. I hear that you're getting ready to open a location from Ponchatoula in Hammond. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, I am. I took about a 2-year break and traveled and did some master classes for a fitness company, and I've decided to reopen.
Okay. Is there anything different that you'll be offering this time from the last time?
It's going to be a smaller studio, and it's going to be more personalized. One-on-one instruction is specifically gearing to women and weight loss, and also I am a certified natural health professional, and I work with people, women specifically, with natural medicine, so traditional medicine. So I'm an ND from Trinity College.
Okay, so are you going to go into individual homes?
I'm not going to go into homes. I have a location here on West Thomas Street, and we're here. This is our location, furniture, and I will see clients here.
Okay, great. So you'll be able to give them information when on the grand opening?
You go to the website, yourbodymybusiness.com. It lists the classes, the schedule, it lists the prices. January of 2015, I hope to open. I'm a full-time school teacher. Autistic children, and I have 4 children of my own.
Yeah.
So I'm getting it done.
Okay, so on a cold, rainy day like today, will you have any recommendations on what to do, because you have a lot of flu viruses? And what have you going?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Olive leaf extract kills any viral infection. It is well known to kill any virus known to man.
Okay.
That antibiotics can't. That you might be immune to.
Mm-hmm. So if anybody is interested in the extract that you're talking about, how can they reach you?
985-507-2895, or yourbodymybusiness.com is the website, or you can email me at info@yourbodymybusiness.com. I will have those homeopathic products available for people, and then I can get them to people now prior to the opening of the studio.
Okay, well, we want to welcome you to Hammond. We trust that your business will be very successful, because truly our body is your business.
Oh, great. Thank you. I love it.
Okay, any closing comments?
No, I just hope to see everybody in January. We're going to have Zumba, which is one of my fortes. I love Zumba. I'm a pro Zumba trainer, and I want to see y'all Zumba. It's fun. You burn a lot of calories. We're also going to have Les Mills programs and Pilates and Pilaxing and a wellness shop in the back. So I hope to see everybody there.
Okay, and Merry Christmas to you and everybody. Have a great day.